Hello. Good evening. Hello, Bilkun. Hello, Cromnall. Zarampla, thank you for the follow. Awesome. 805. Okay, 805, not too bad. Um, ugh. Happy Crimson Tuesday, folks. Yeah, so today we're going to do, it's an art stream, but I don't know if we'll be doing art. I'm going to be doing kind of a short stream today because I have like deadlines this week and I need to do them. So we're gonna we're gonna try to keep it short, like 2 hours or something. Oh, audio seems low. Okay, yeah, I can fix that. Give me a second. Recording devices. Let me see what I can do. I can do it. Yeah, I can put it higher. How is that? Okay, I put it slightly higher. Audio mixer is all the way up. And what happened to my tunes? Okay, it is going. That's a really quiet one. Okay. Okay, great. Jim plays games. Good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, and thank you. Just anyone let me know whenever the volume is no good. And my hair is doing a loopy thing. Okay. Okay. I'm out of sorts. I'm even more out of sorts than usual. Okay, great. So I don't have any notes today. Yeah, today I'm going to be showing some Adventure Game Studio basics. So kind of from the bottom up, starting a new project and stuff like that. Just some of the stuff that Adventure Game Studio can do, because Adventure Game Studio is the program that I'm using to make the Crimson Diamond. And it's an amazing program. It's got an amazing community, a very active forum, and I have been stuck a couple times, and the forum has really saved my life in terms of keeping the project going. So I'm a huge fan of Adventure Game Studio. Oh, where's Big Tis? Yeah, this is a different stream set up to the Eating Waith. But yeah, so other examples of games that were made in Adventure Game Studio are Kathy Rain, Grundislav Games. Grundislav Francisco Gonzalez uses Adventure Game Studio for Rosewater and Lamplight City. Of course, Dave Gilbert of Wadjet Eye Games uses Adventure Game Studio for Unavowed, and a bunch of other people use it. Yes, a little bit of learning AGS, just super basic stuff. And dev updates. Yeah, so I haven't really worked on the game for the past week or so, unfortunately. I am working on a deadline, and I don't like to talk about projects that I can't talk about. Yeah. Good evening, Cosmic Boy 3, and hey, Overai, good to see you. Yeah, so I don't like talking about projects I can't talk about, but yeah, I'm working on something right now. I've got a deadline. I need to finish it, so I've been working on that. It's something I could not pass up. Yeah, so you guys hopefully will see that. I don't know when you'll see that, but I'm kind of really excited, and I know all these things kind of take away development time from the game, but sometimes when I get presented with an opportunity that is just too awesome. Cromnell, thanks for the follow. Yeah, when I get presented with an opportunity that is too awesome to pass up, I have to take it. You just never know when your next chance is going to be. Judith Butler's lover, good to see you. Yes, Cyberpunk 2077 was also made in AGS, indeed. And Infamous Quest uses AGS for most of their games too. Cool. Yes. Godfather the video game, an offer she couldn't refuse. I could not refuse it, you guys. And when you see what it is, you'll get it. You will understand why I have not touched the Crimson Diamond in a week, and I feel so bad about that. But I also kind of don't feel bad about it. At this point, I will. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show you guys one more thing. So hold on, give me a second. I mentioned over the holidays there was a Crimson Diamond puzzle. I said that I designed a Crimson Diamond puzzle, and there were actually two. And I want to show you guys really quickly one of them that happened to be one of the puzzles. Let me just pull that up really quickly. And then we're going to get on to, I'm going to introduce myself, I suppose, which I should probably do at the beginning, and then show the trailer, as usual, and then we'll get into some Adventure Game Studio stuff. But yeah, so let's take a look here. I hope everyone else is doing well and keeping busy. Let's find it. Let's find it. Okay. Right. Oh, it's really big. Here is the other, here's the other Crimson Diamond puzzle I made. And so we've got the Nancy. This is later on in the game. In fact, I kind of made up this scene specifically for the puzzle. So, hold on, I'm gonna kind of make it so you can see the whole thing. So this thing, I think it's 750 piece puzzle. And yeah, so it's kind of a scene from later on in the game, so it's not in the demo, but I kind of thought it was a really cool scene to do. It's kind of mysterious, the moonlight's coming in through the conservatory windows. It's EGA version of Empire of Sin. Ooh, interesting. Mouse Miss, good to see you. And Theropods is also, yes, AGS, of course, as well. Yes, there are also puzzles in the game, but this is a puzzle, like a for real puzzle that I had made. And yeah, although you can see the character portrait along the bottom, that's all the characters in the game, in the demo and stuff. Grundislav, good to see you. Yes, Grundislav Games is, I will shout out Grundislav. Shout out at Grundislav, of course, is Francisco Gonzalez, who is the dev and everything else of Lamplight City, of A Golden Wake, and of course, the incoming Rosewater, which will probably launch before the Crimson Diamond. He'll start it and finish it before the Crimson Diamond, and I'm embarrassed by that, but that's just what it is. Sakanakao, good to see you. Yes, yeah, I made a jigsaw, and well, I mean, I didn't make it. I mean, I sent off a template to the printing house, and they made it. So you can just kind of get a close up here of what that looks like. It's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Yes, Jim plays games. Just notice all the characters are looking slightly to the side, but Nancy's looking straight at the camera. Was that a deliberate choice? And so, hold on, I will resize again to show you guys what Jim means. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, Jim, that was a deliberate choice on my part, because when Nancy's speaking, some of the time she's speaking kind of directly to the player, and I did want to differentiate her visually from all the other characters. Grundislav says, don't be so sure about that, Julia, regarding Rosewater launching before the Crimson Diamond. I was just mentioning, Grundislav, I keep on getting sidetracked with other projects that I can't say no to, and that's kind of my problem, as well as never having made a game before ever, which is also another problem that I'm having. Hey Jude Goy, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream tonight. Rosewater and Crimson Diamond are both games you're really excited for? Sweet. It's good to know. Yeah, so that is the puzzle. Well, one of the puzzles. And yeah, so I guess I should introduce myself. Oh yeah, and Grundislav. Yeah, I shouted out Grundislav's channel. Grundislav streams usually on Wednesdays, and sometimes bonus streams elsewhere during the week. But Grundislav streams on Wednesdays, Wild West Wednesdays. A lot of animating and doing background art and stuff like that. Edmund Detour. Good to see you. I hope you have a good night. Yeah, so Grundislav streams Wild West Wednesdays, and it's an awesome stream, super educational to go see. And he uses Adventure Game Studio as well. So he's gonna watch me show you guys Adventure Game Studio and maybe have some tips for me or something. But I guess it's time to introduce myself. Good evening. I am Julia Minamata. I'm the solo indie game dev behind The Crimson Diamond, which is the game that you'll be seeing a trailer for right after I stop talking. And I'm kind of doing all the stuff besides the music. Dan Polakar, who I don't know if he's in chat yet. Oh, only if you, Grundislav, if you have any points that you want to tell me that I could be doing better, please tell me. Please tell me. I want that feedback for sure. Dan Polakar and I, so Dan's the musician on the game, and I'm going to put his links in the chat as well. He is a touring professional musician. Well, he was a touring professional musician, and he composes, he teaches, and he live composes music for the Crimson Diamond every other week. So this week is an art/game dev stream, and the next week should be a music stream with Dan. And last week with Dan, we composed pretty much a piece, 2.5 minute piece, that is going to be in the game eventually. Yes, we have game critics to let us know we are designing the games wrong. And yeah, Nightbot just dropped the Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator links down in the chat, and that is one of the projects that when I mentioned side projects that I could not say no to, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator is definitely one of those. And it's been announced, but it's not launched yet. But the Steam page is live, so if you can check out some screenshots and the trailer and wishlist it if you think you'd be interested in it. I did the alien portraits and the organ inventory items for that. So yeah, I could not say no. Xalavier Nelson Jr. is kind of a creative genius. And he's done Hypnospace Outlaw with Jay Tholen. He's done Skatebird. He's working on Skatebird. He's working on an airport for aliens currently run by dogs, among other things. We worked on another project together that it's being referred to as Redacted right now, with the same team as what did Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. So yeah, he's a monster. He just keeps on putting stuff out, and he's working on about 10 things ever at once. So I could not say no to that for sure. Yeah, so the Crimson Diamond, which is the game that I'm making, and that's kind of my main project that gets constantly pushed to the side when I get these awesome opportunities that I can't say no to. The Crimson Diamond is my main project. It's a text parser mystery adventure game set in Canada. And what else can I say about it? It deals with a lot of stuff I'm personally interested in, like local history and geology and mineralogy and cozy mystery type of Agatha Christie style mystery stories, and Northern Ontario, and I guess that's pretty much it. But I kind of tried my best to put stuff that I was very interested in into the game and the story and the characters. And hopefully you guys will feel that same way in terms of how excited I was to kind of bring all that stuff together into one place. But yeah, so speaking of which, I will roll the trailer and then we'll get into Adventure Game Studio. So let us get on to that. Oh, Cosmic43, thank you for wishlisting Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. Alright, so let's do the trailer. Let us get to it. Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS. Okay, cool. Yeah, Grindeslav says if you're passionate about the subject matter, it will show in the game, and the players will pick up on it for sure. I hope so. And it really does help when writing the story and the characters and everything. Every little bit counts. I'm of the approach that if I'm starting a job on something, if I have too many choices, I kind of get paralyzed. So when I do a lot of research and I can get really specific, that's kind of where the ideas come from. I have trouble kind of pulling ideas out of... Why does his hair keep popping up? I have trouble pulling ideas out of nowhere. I need to ground them in something, I find. But yeah, so that's the trailer. Hopefully that'll give you a decent idea of what the game is like. And it is seven chapters long. The Crimson Diamond demo, which Nightbot put in the chat the link to, that is chapter 1. And I'm currently finishing up chapter 4 for development right now. Sting1_JP, good to see you. Welcome back. Yeah, we're just about to get started in Adventure Game Studio. So let's get into that. This is gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be a bit of a shorter stream. Dan will be following me. He's got a few ideas of what he wants to do. He might do some music composition, not for the Crimson Diamond tonight, but maybe for something else. He's also thinking of maybe playing some Empire of Sin. Oh yeah, so Dan, besides being the composer on the Crimson Diamond, he also did the music for Empire of Sin by Romero Games, which is out now, and he's done a really good job with that. Okay, so I'm gonna launch Adventure Game Studio, and you guys won't be able to see it yet, but okay, so can you guys see it now? You guys should see Adventure Game Studio at this point. Let me know. I will wait until I get the verification that it is up. And this version, okay, good. This is up. Okay, Adventure Game Studio. This is actually an older version of Adventure Game Studio, because when I was looking into updating my version, it kind of gave me a message where, are you sure this might mess stuff up? And I said, no, I'm not sure. I don't want to mess stuff up. So I did not. Okay, good. Amberzine, good to see you. Okay, so we're going to start. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, so welcome to AGS. So we're going to start a new game in this case. Okay. Welcome to New Game Startup Wizard. Sure. So what's cool about Adventure Game Studio is it actually has templates for a bunch of different styles. So we have a 9-verb Monkey Island style, default game, which is kind of the Sierra style of point and click, empty game. I actually don't know what this one is. Is this maybe Beneath a Steel Sky style of game? I actually don't know. And then we have on the end here verb coin. Hey, Mega Hammer Studio, good to see you. Yeah, we're going to see how the sausage is made. I'm going to go with the default game because the Crimson Diamond kind of is most closely resembles a standard point and click. So we're gonna call this streaming a test. I don't know, a lesson. Streaming a lesson. Great. Okay. And so what you get here when you start Adventure Game Studio, a new project, you've got a bunch of these explore project, these, I don't know what these are, like folders, subgroups. And one of them, oh, please wait while your game is being created. Well, I guess we'll wait. And yeah, Deluxe Text, I gather that porting to a new version of AGS usually breaks at least one thing. Yeah, I don't want to break anything. Yeah, and Sakana Cow, I think it is still being developed. There is the community is really good. Chris Jones started development of it, and I think there are a group of people that are continuing to develop it, which is really cool. But yeah, so let's see. We have some sprites. It gives you some default sprites here. We've got this character here with walking animations. We've got some icons here, default icons, all this. You can reskin all of this stuff. So you can import your own assets, of course. And then it's also got some items here as well, just to start you off. Chrominal, lightweight, beneath a steel sky, two-button venture. Very good. And Zarampla says it's still being developed. Okay, cool. Yeah. It has a DOS version? I don't know. Yeah, lightweight, beneath the steel. Okay, so yeah, so we have, of course, I talked about the text parser. So you can see it already comes with a list of words and stuff, but we're not going to be looking at that. We're actually going to be quickly building a point-and-click game because it's a lot easier than a text parser. GUIs, so you get some standard GUIs. You get your icon bar looking very much like a Sierra pop-up icon bar, and you can see a lot of these graphics these are the ones you saw here in this sprite subfolder here. That's what those are. For inventory, the standard inventory window here with, again, some sprites that were from, so these buttons have sprites on them that are in the sprite folder. We have, what's this? Oh yeah, so it comes standard with a lot of these things. So it's really, really great if you're just building something from the ground up and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's all kind of here. Yes, patch 8 was released yesterday. Sweet, by Sakanaka says, by Crimson Wizard. Yeah, that was unintentional. Yes, and this interface is very intuitive, not in the freedom. That's what really drew me to it. And also there are some really good YouTube tutorials, which is what I learned from. What else do we have? Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's all this stuff is already here for you, So it's kind of awesome. I don't know how to make a save game feature. I don't need to. It's here. It's all here. Yes, and hi, Freedom. Good to see you. Yeah, it's really cool. And so we're gonna look at the next one here. We've got inventory item. So you've got inventory item a key. If we look over on the sidebar here on the right hand side, it's got a bunch of different things you can do. So let's say, oh, you actually don't have anything in here. Maybe we won't look at inventory items right now. Dialogues, I don't know. I actually have no idea how to use this dialogue feature. I've never used it for the Crimson Diamond because the Crimson Diamond is a text parser game, and so there are no dialogue trees. Yeah, eating with. In the parser, any word option is a catch-all. Yeah. So if a player enters in look at and then some word that's not in the parser dictionary, the game will recognize that as just being any other word for sure. And yeah, AGS doesn't have shaders. Views is another interesting one. So yeah, this is the view here. We have these are all supplied in the game. This is a typical walk cycle. So this is when the character is walking down on the top. The one here, loop 1, which is what the character looks like when they're walking left. Loop 2 when the character is walking right. And loop 3 when they're walking up. And I'll demonstrate what that looks like in a little bit. It comes with characters. So here's the character as we get him. He's called C Ego. And he's got a name that you can refer to him. Script name is C Ego. He's considered his real name is Roger in this case. And just some other settings that we won't really look into too much. His starting room is room 1, which is kind of important because there is only really one room in this so far. There are mouse cursors, of course, and these are also baked into the game too. Of course, you can swap these out for your own images. And so we have all these ones. These are very much reminiscent of the Sierra point-and-click stuff. Oh, you can do color cycling if TCD is indexed. Is it? Yeah. So what Dave was talking about is, yeah, there's colors here. You can have a palette, and so this palette has way more colors in it than Crimson Diamond. The Crimson Diamond only has the first row of colors in it, and so I suppose that would be the indexed color version. Hello, hi, Heavy777. Good to see you. And Freedom, I don't know if it's loosely based on the Scum engine. I know, well, one of the templates is, yeah, that LucasArts template, but I'm not sure technically if it is. I think it might be more along the lines of something called SCI Companion or SCI Editor, which is kind of like what Sierra was using when they were developing their games. But so let's close up some of this stuff. And what else do we have? Yeah, so we have rooms. So let's take a look at the first room. Here. Right now the room is empty. If we were to start this game, okay, here's the character. You can see I can go up on the screen here. So this is all baked in when you just create a game with this template. We have, you know, all these are things that already are here. They can be reskinned. You can walk this character around in this blank room. There's nothing much going on. Yes. Yeah, it's based on AGI or some variant, Zeround Plus says. Yeah, I think, yeah, that seems to be the case. But yeah, this is what you start with Adventure Game Studio. But that's not really that interesting, so what we're going to do is we're going to import one of our backgrounds here. Let's change this. And let us go into desktop, streaming stuff, AGS sample game. So let's load up one of my rooms. This is how the room would look. You can see that there is an open doorway for a door we can eventually put in here. This drawer can be open, so that's why this is empty as well. But yeah, if we start up this room like this, Sakanakao, it does remind you of SCI V resource or SCI 5 resource editor that you saw. Yes, these default sprites have been there since the beginning. Edmund Detour suspects that they're 25 years old. So here we have this character walking around in this room. But the problem is that it's all very flat. Like he's walking through this, you know, this table. He's not walking behind the table, so that's kind of a problem. And you can kind of walk anywhere you want to on this screen. So you can walk on the wall, you can walk on the ceiling. Mousemith says this is uncanny. Yeah, so you can see this is not really helping us with any illusion that we're actually in a game or in a room, really. And so there are things we can do with this to help us with that. Let's close this. Let's see, let me go to my list of stuff I want to show. So I'm hitting everything. Okay. So one of the first things we can do is we can define this a walkable area. And I think it's pretty natural that we're going to want that walkable area not just everywhere. So we can do a fill area. If you right click instead of left click, it'll act as an eraser. So I've just erased the entire fill area for walkable area ID 1. And you can have a bunch of walkable areas here, you can see. But walkable area 1 is what we're going to start with. Yes, no collision mapped so far. Well, we're gonna define the walkable area as the floor. Oops. Actually, I don't even know if that. I guess that doesn't work. Okay, so we're gonna define the walkable area as the floor. We're gonna let her. Well, not let her. We're gonna let this Roger guy walk on the floor. You can create. You can actually create these layer masks in Photoshop or any other image program, and you can actually import your own masks. But I'm gonna just try to do it like this. Oh, and if you don't close the shape, then you're gonna have problems. You can zoom in. I can see where I haven't closed the shape off. Oh, here we go. Okay, so. Great. Let's fill. Okay. Oh, it also did not work. What part am I missing? It can be really hard to see. I mean, you can kind of, oops. I can just paint it in with this shape tool too if I really want to just not worry about doing the fills properly. It's fine. Yeah, that'll do. This is just for demonstration purposes only. Okay. So, we launch the game. Yeah, everything Cosmic Void 3 is very intuitive in Adventure Game Studio. Can I hide the background so I can see the walkable area more easily? I'm not sure, actually. But yeah, so that right now, if we walk the character over here, then you can see he kind of stops where we've bound him. He can't walk up the wall anymore. So that kind of helps us feel like he's actually in the room. But he can still walk through stuff, and it doesn't feel like that's a piece of furniture really that's there. So that's something we can take care of next. So we have walkable areas, we have walk behinds. And so we can define this table as a walk behind. And to do that, we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did with the walkable area. We're just going to paint in this. And we can kind of probably be a little sloppy with it. So left clicking and dragging will draw that area. Actually, I gotta not draw in the back part of the rug. So left clicking and drawing will add to the area. Right clicking and dragging will subtract from the area. So let's just kind of do an okay job here. So the first part is just painting in the shape, and yeah, you can import. There's something along the top here that says import mask from file. So you can actually paint these masked areas in a better imaging program and import the masks. And if you make the masks different colors, then when you import them, Adventure Game Studio will separate them out into different walk behind areas. Oh yes, you can use a transparency slide. So yeah, here's a transparency slider. You can make it completely see-through, more see-through, less see-through here. So this is, you can see the layer mask for the walk behind having that opacity change. Okay, so we're going to do that. And we're not going to do that great of a job here, because it's just, again, this is for demonstration purposes only. Just enough to get the idea. You know, we can do that. You can do this perfectly at your leisure, I suppose. And then the other thing you have to do when you're setting up a walk behind area is there is this line here. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm dragging a line. And what this line is it's a baseline for this walk behind area. And what this means is if the character is above this line, then they will walk behind that shape. And if they're below the line, then they'll walk behind, in front of. So we need to set as well. This is not going to look perfect, but you'll get the idea. Okay. Davoy, you want to know if there's a dynamic culling or cycling like in the Quest for Glory 4 CB lanterns? You can make objects that will cycle through an animation. So right now he's walking. Oh, I did the walk behind area. I forgot to do that. So for the walk behind the walkable area, you don't want him to be able to walk through the table, so you can actually subtract that part of the table from the walkable area. And paging Dan, is Dan around? Just so you know. Just so I know that if you're here or not. So yeah, you can see now. Oh. Why is he? Okay. See, now he's not walking through it. He won't walk all the way through. And if he walks behind it, now he's behind it. Here we go. So. For the most part. So this kind of gives you that illusion that the table is a 3D object. Just like King's Quest 1 was considered a 3D adventure game. Okay, so that's that. What else did I want to show? Okay, yeah, so if we want to add some like animated sprites and things, I can do that as well. And we'll go here to the drop-down menu for this room's objects. And there's a drawer here in the Crimson Diamond, and I can add an object by right-clicking and placing an object here. And what kind of image? Oh yeah, I need to upload some sprites. So in the main here, import sprite from file, drawer, and here's the drawer asset that I have. And what Adventure Game Studio does is you can select what will be considered transparent in the sprite, if anything is transparent actually. But in this case, yeah, the top left pixel, whatever color that is, it'll set that color to be a transparency, which is what we have here. And then I have some intermediate steps of the drawer being opened. That's all of them. We need to create a view for that piece, for that drawer. And what's nice is if I create new frame, Adventure Game Studio knows to select the next frame. And the next sprite, I mean, on the sprite list, which is really convenient if you keep all your sprites in order. Hello, Phoenicia. Is that Chuck the plant on the table? It isn't quite. It isn't quite. Oh, Jellybean 530. You're using AGS too? And AGS is so good. Community is good. Yeah, it has all the features I need for a 2D point-and-click adventure as well. Jim Plays Games wants to know, are there any features you wish they would add? I think if you ask Dan that question, he might say some kind of built-in adaptive music stuff, maybe. Might be nice. But for me, I don't know what I would want them to add. It's done everything I kind of need. Yes, hooray. Grindaslav says hooray for AGS love. We can preview that drawer. So we can see the drawer is animating open and closed. That's view 2. And what we can do here is we can specify what that image is. So we have this here like this. And we can call it O drawer. So the naming convention, just to keep everything straight, if it's an object, to be a lowercase o. You don't have to do it this way, but it just seems to be convention to do it this way. The drawer is o, small o, and then big O drawer. And that's what that is. And what we can do in that room, if we open up the script for this room, actually, no, we don't have to do the room. So because it's a point-and-click adventure, we can interact with the object. And if we interact with the object, we can create an event for that. And what we can do with that drawer, so if I click the hand icon on the drawer, then what we can do is set the drawer's view, set view to 2. Then we can animate the drawer. It's loop 0. The delay is how fast it's happening. 15 is pretty standard. We want to do it just once. E block versus no E block. E block means that the game stops and will perform that animation and then we'll continue after that. E no block means it's kind of a background animation. So if you had maybe some birds fluttering around in the background, you'd want that to be no blocking. But if it's something important that's happening in the foreground that you want to kind of stop everything, and then you would use E block. We're going to use E block for this. And forwards, so the door opens forwards. And I think, is that going to be it for that? Why don't we try that? There's one more thing I want to add, but I just want to show you what it looks like for now. Oh, drawer, my drawer. It's called Hungarian Naming Convention, Massimo, so when it's the little O for object. And Davor wants add shaders. So what we have here is we can go up to here, interact. So yeah, you can see the drawer opened. But he did not walk over to the drawer to open it. So that's what we need to add. And maybe it would be nice if he interacted with it again, it would close. But first, let's go back to this room. So let's say we want the character to walk over to the drawers. So 79, 137 approximately is where we want him to walk. So we'd say, he's called C Ego in this case. Walk. What was it? 79, 137? 137. Block. And then you can also specify if you want him to do walkable areas only or just disregard the areas. We can do that. Even the scripting is kind of like AGI, says Eating Waith. Oh, you want a Mac version of the AGS editor, Eating Waith says. So if we interact with it, then he will hopefully walk over there. Did I not do that correctly? What's going on? Oh, there he goes. And there we go, the drawer opens. Beautiful. But nothing happens if it's open already. So we have to add that. So you can say if drawer frame is, so if we have here, the view is loop 0, frame 0 is when it's closed. So I like to go if the frame is, so this means if the drawer is closed, then, oh, set view. If the door is closed, then he will open it. And if the door is not closed, then he will close it. And we can change this to backwards. That's just the quick way I like to do it. Oh, Quintoslov, please share a handy tip. Yes, this is what we're here for. Yeah, you can. Yeah, Jim Plays Games. You can add anchors. I believe you can do that. You can add. You can name certain views and certain things. Okay, Grindoslov says, make yourself a debug mode position checker. That way you can walk your character exactly to the position you want instead of just randomly selecting numbers in the background. I have no idea how to do that. What happens if there isn't a walkable path? Commonal wants to know, does the game break? No, the character won't go to the place and won't do anything. Yeah. Grindoslov, you're gonna have to talk me through position checker. Okay. In your global script. Okay. So, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna demo what I have right now to just make sure that it works. And then we'll do what Grindoslav said. So we can open this drawer. Great. So there's the door open. And then we're gonna follow Grindslav's directions. There we go. So now we have an openable and closable drawer. Why don't we go through what Grindslav's talking about here? Okay, so in your global script, let's go to global script. This is fantastic, Grinslav. Okay, global script. On key press. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I think Edmund Detour, I think it's a fair rule of thumb to do anything Grunislav says. Okay, so we have on key press. Right. Here it is. Yeah, we're really fortunate that I know there are a few AGS developers that are in the chat right now. I don't even know what a debug mode is. I'm awaiting further instruction. Let's see what else I can show while I am awaiting further instruction from Grundislav. Okay. And the other thing we can do while I'm waiting for that is I'm going to add another room to the game. Okay, scroll to the bottom. Okay, scroll to the bottom of this function. Hold on, let me just see what line that is. 214. Okay. Okay, here's the bottom. And add. Okay, here we go. This is some high level stuff, you guys. Okay, add if key code equals e key control p. Okay. Davor wants to know, can games be run in development release? I'm not sure what you mean, Davor. About dev/release? I like to indent my stuff. Yeah, exactly. Learning new tips and tricks. Yeah, I mean, I think Grundislav and I have traded off a few little things here and there that have been really helpful to each other. Okay, then display. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Display. Main character composition is. Yes, C ego X, like you mean like this. C ego.y. Or the whole thing verbatim. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, give me a second. I can fix this. The main character's current position is okay, give me a second. This is awesome. Okay. Okay, the main character's current position is that. Oh, comma. Okay, whole thing verbatim. Okay, okay, display. Main character's current position is percentage sign D, percentage sign D, C go X, C go Y. Yeah, I'm kind of in Jim Plays Games. I've got the chat on iPad, and I've got the other thing running here. So let's see. So ego. Whoops, typo. Okay. Ego is not a thing. Okay. So when you press Control P in game, it shows where the character is. Okay, so let's do that. Very neat. Control P. Aha! Look at this. Thank you. Awesome, Francisco. Fantastic. So yeah, I mean, I can walk up to this. So this is where I'd want him to stand. And then it shows me that. Sweet. Anna, good to see you. Yeah, we're deep in the nitty gritty. We're just showing the very basic room functions for Adventure Game Studio. And takes the you know, Grindeslav, you say it's taking the guesswork of where the character is going to stand. I have to, whenever I want the character to face a certain way, I always have to do the, you know, face location player X -5 or play whatever. I feel like there's a simpler way to do that. So what I mean by that is let's say I wanted the character to stand to open the door but facing to us. What I usually end up doing is cego dot face location, and there has to be a better way than this, but this is how I do it. Oh, face direction? No. What's face direction? I don't think face direction? Does this version have that? Give me a second. Let's check. Face. There's face character, face location, face object. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is 3.3.5, Grindeslav. Yeah. Yeah. And Jim Plays Games, you can definitely put this as part of the UI where the character is facing X and Y at all times. But I probably wouldn't want to do that. I'd probably, but yeah, so you can see, yeah, 3.3.5. So that's not in here, I don't think. The face direction that you're talking about. It's only face character, face location, face object. So you kind of, every time you want the character to face like, south, you have to, I have to, so face location, which is just laborious, but I've just gotten used to it. Oh, what number? Okay. 3.3.5.10. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so what I have to do is if I want the character to face south, I have to write in that piece of code there every time. At least that's what I think. Yeah, that's Grunislav says that's old. And speaking from someone who also uses Adobe Photoshop CS2 like I do, then that's really saying something. The hotspot for that is kind of finicky. See, and now he'll turn to face us. Can you override the character class, Dave Boy wants to know. And I don't know because I don't know what that means. Yeah, and I'm afraid to upgrade because I don't want anything to break. Can you extend the character class? I also don't know what that means, Dave Boy. I'm very rookie programmer. Yeah, I'm too scared to do that. The last thing I wanted to do in Adventure Game Studio was show another room. So we can add rooms. New room. Blank room. To room we can add. I can add. So in Crimson Diamond, when you walk out of the bedroom, you walk into this hallway. And so we're going to just do that too. And that's the last basic thing I wanted to do today to show you guys Adventure Game Studio. Face direction was added in 3.4.0. Yeah, just my luck. Yeah, Deavoy wants to know, can you extend the character class? And I'm not even sure what that means. Okay. I'm going to start paging Dan now because I feel like I've come nearly to the end of what I wanted to show. So let's page Dan. Paging Dan. Nearly done. Okay. But the last thing I wanted to show is, yeah, moving from room to room because, yeah, I mean, Adventure Game Studio, you're making an adventure game, you want different rooms. And in order to do that, let's look at the walkable areas here. So, we have this doorway here. And what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm just telling Dan I'm nearly ready, almost done. We'll let you know. No. Okay. Yes, unless you're doing an escape room, which would be cool too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the most easy way to do this, which is just using the room edges. And so what I'm going to do for that is we're going to chop off some of this walkable area here. Oops. Okay. And we're actually going to say, well, we want to walk through this doorway. And this is not going to look that great, but we're going to do it like this anyway. We're going to say we're going to add a room edge. This left edge here. Let's just check it is 34. X is 34. Walkable area. Okay, so that's good. We're going to actually be able to cross that. And so what you can do is with the room edge, you can say walks off left edge here. You click on that little, I don't know if you guys saw what that was, but when you click, there's like a three ellipsis thing. So if you click on the ellipsis thing, it takes you to a new function. And if you leave room left, you can have cego change room to our second room, and you can specify in that room where you want that to be. But I mean, we're just going to go with the default 160 by 160 for now. It doesn't really matter. And we can hopefully, when the player moves past that edge, they will move into the next room. Yes, there's a dark mode for Adventure Game Studio, but not this version of it. And how? Oh, you mean so? Bilkin wants to know, how do you turn your Twitch window to dark mode? I forget how I did it. Twitch is not easy to use. Okay. So when he crosses that edge that we just set, here it is. I mean, of course, we probably want him to be standing over here. So why don't we? Oh yeah, there's no walkable area here. Okay. I guess the second room doesn't default the whole room be walkable. So why don't we just do that? And then we'll see. Just to give Grundislav's awesome hack a try. Oh, Alt plus T, Edmund Etor says, for the dark mode of Twitch. So. Okay, so we can say if we walk over to here, we might want to make the character look like he just left this room, so we might want him to kind of be here. So that's 239 by 171. 239, 171. Okay, and another thing we can do is one more touch, and it's all about the details. So we saw that when the character walked by this end table, this side table, it looked like he was walking in front of it when he was walking behind it. So we can quickly, why don't we just do a quick walk behind area for that? So we have walk behind area, walk behind area 1. If we make a walk behind area 2, we can kind of quickly draw in some of this table like that, and we can set this baseline for this table here. Okay. So that'll be the last thing, and I'm just going to say nearly ready, Dan. Oh. Okay. Great. So when we're walking past this table, we should walk behind it this time to kind of get that illusion. Great. And here we are now in the next room. Of course, we can't go back to back into the bedroom because we haven't programmed that. But that is what we have. So just to recap, Dan needs 5 minutes. That's perfect time for recap. To recap, we've done so far is we have created a walkable area in this room. I mean, it's not perfect, but it just it prevents the character from walking up the walls and walking through this table. So we can't walk through the table anymore. We've set a couple walk behind areas, the first one being this table. So when the character is above this kind of hard to see, this dark blue line, when the character is above that, we walk behind the table. When the character is below that, we will walk in front of the table. The one we just added was the edge of the side table. When the character walks by it through the doorway, we are walking behind this table. Another thing is we added an object to the room. We added this drawer. And what happens with the drawer is you can see there's a bunch of other things you can do. So, if we said look, we can have it display the most helpful of adventure game messages. This is a drawer. Which doesn't help anybody, but I'm just going to add that because it's just a useless thing that you often find in adventure games. So when I demo this one last time, I'll show that. But yeah, these are where all those point and click events happen. And I do believe that is the last thing we did here. I mean, there's other things we can do. Oh yeah, edges. So this room edge means that when the character passes by that left edge, walks off left edge, the ego, the player character, changes rooms to room number 2, which we did add, the hallway, and the X and Y coordinates of where they appear. And why don't we just take one last look at that? So we have a character who will not walk up the walls anymore because they're defined by, the walkable area is defined by that blue area. We have a character that will walk behind the table when they're behind the table. Will walk in front of the table when they're in front of it. Won't walk through the table. Well, they'll walk through some of the table, but won't walk right through the table. Yeah, and there's no Sierra style deaths yet, but we can look at this drawer. This is a drawer. Great. We can open the drawer. And what we're using that code, so the player will walk to the drawer. If the drawer is closed, then the drawer will animate forward, which is that opening animation. And if the drawer is open, so why don't we do that again? If the drawer is open as it is now, which is a frame that isn't 0, the player will walk over to it, and then the animation will play backwards, closing the drawer. And I think that is pretty much. Does anyone have any questions that I won't be able to answer regarding Adventure Game Studio? Or does anyone else have any pointers of things to improve for Adventure Game Studio? In terms of ways I can do stuff better? Oh yeah, we might as well walk out of this room. And walk out of the room and we'll be in the next room. Which is actually technically a hallway. Yeah, you bang your shins as you try to open the drawer. Yeah, it wouldn't be fun. You have to stand to the side of the drawer and open it or something. Oh yeah, we can't go back to that other room. Maybe the background image cycling. Yeah, so I don't have another version of this particular room, but you can see here the display background says main background. You can input a new background. Let's say this was I don't know, a scene with a bunch of trees and it's really windy. You could have the trees kind of animate in the background, so you can have some of the leaves move and stuff. You can have, I think, 3 or 4 frames of that, and it will just all be set in the background. But if you wanted more animation than 4, because you can only have 4 here, then you can kind of have to get smart with animating just objects to look like parts of the background. Oh, good, Bilkin. I'm glad you like the tutorial. But I want to emphasize that a lot of the stuff that I'm using here is stuff that's baked in. A lot of these sprites. I mean, you get some inventory items. You get this walk cycle. You get some. Yeah, it's really good if you want to make adventure games for sure, and it's really good. It's really good if you don't really have too much of a programming background, because it kind of has everything you're going to need. I mean, well, we didn't even demonstrate what the save game functions are like. Oh, Dan, perfect. Okay, yeah, so Dan is going to be taking over. We're going to raid Dan's channel. And Dan, I'm not sure, what do you have planned, Dan, tonight? Have you decided? But yeah, I mean, here we have a save game. You can save the game as start. We can load the game here. Everything, all this stuff is already figured out for us. Volume, speed, all this stuff is all in here for you already. And it's kind of awesome. Yeah, Dan the band. What's Dan's plan? Okay, you'd like to pull the folks on? Sure. So we can do that in your channel. Are you live now? Dan the Flan. Dan the... Are you live yet, Dan? I don't even know. Live now. Cool. So, guys, we're going to raid Dan's channel, and he's going to poll you guys to see what you guys want to do next. But actually, let me go back to Big Julia. Okay, so next week will be a music stream. It will be Dan live composing for the Crimson Diamond, and I have to figure out what he's going to be doing because Dan has already composed everything up to chapter 4, which is what I'm working on, but we're composing for the future now, and we'll see how that goes. And yes, thank you guys for meeting. Yeah, thank you, Deluxe Tux, for wishing me luck on meeting the deadlines. That's why tonight is a shorter stream, because yeah, I've got some deadlines I need to meet for something really awesome, and I can't wait to tell you guys about that and show you guys. But let's set this up to raid, and Dan will take it over from here. Dan the band. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys thought it was fun. Did that not work? Oh, you can't do the @ Is that the problem? Oh, Rogue. Heyo. Yeah, we're just about to raid Dan. If I can figure out how to do that. Oh, you know what? I didn't spell that right, did I? Dan the and music. Okay, yeah, do it without the okay, perfect. Okay, Rogue. Yeah, sorry. You just missed a very basic Adventure Game Studio tutorial, but of course I will put a video on demand on YouTube when I get the chance. And we're just taking it over to Dan's channel, and he's gonna poll you guys to see. He's got a few ideas of what he wants to do. Surge Diverter, good to see you. Thanks for the thumbs up. And Cromwell, thanks for saying it's awesome seeing my game get fleshed out. It's really rewarding to see it kind of come together. And I feel like I'm about halfway done. I'm done chapter 4 nearly of 7, but there's all this testing and everything that needs to get done. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, good. Thank you, Rook. Yeah, please tag along. Dan's got some fun stuff planned, and then you can weigh in on what you want to see. And Edenwith, I'm glad you like the intro into AGS. Yeah, just like I said, it's super easy to use. There's a bunch of amazing games being made with it still, and the community is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough if you're interested in making adventure games. Okay. And we'll see you next week. And thank you guys so much for coming. It's always nice to hang out with you. It's always a fun time. So I'm glad we got to do it, even though it's a short one. I'm so sorry. Slash Studio, just in time to leave. Yeah, I'm so sorry. But if you are interested, yeah, I'm going to put the VOD up. I will tweet about it. It was covering the very basics of Adventure Game Studio stuff. So if you're interested.